Okay, so now we are going to take a closer look at the print function. Okay, this function is one of the most commonly used commands in Python, as it allows us to display information such as text, numbers, variables, or results of expression on the screen or console. So let's look at the basic syntax of the print function. So you type print, bracket open, and bracket close. Okay, so that's the print function. And inside the print function, we have the objects, the separator, and also the end parameter. Okay, so these are the parameters. So let's look at them one after the other. So we have the objects. Okay, this is the text, the numbers, the variables you want to print separated by comma. So you can pass multiple objects that are separated by comma. So the next one is the separator. It indicates how we want to separate multiple objects, and it is optional. We also have the end parameter. Okay, it's what you want to print at the end of the text, the numbers, the variables, etc. And it is also optional. By default is a new line. Also, we will learn about the use of the backslash n. Okay, it is used in strings to move the text to a new line. And also, we are going to take a closer look at the use of backslash t. It is used to add a horizontal tab. Okay, so still more on the print function. Okay, so for us, we are going to use Python 3. All right. Also, you may hear print statement. Okay, if you hear it, just know that it is going to be the same thing, because in Python 2 it was referred to as the print statement. However, in Python 3 now it is referred to as the print function. So this is very important to note. The reason why it was print statement, because it was not a function. Okay, you just type print and then you type in your hello world inside quotes. Okay, all right. However, in Python 3 now, okay, you have a bracket open and bracket close, which already make it a function. So sometimes you may hear me say print statement. Just know that I am referring to the print function. So let's go. Okay, now it's time for the fun stuff. So now we are going to start by printing single values or single objects. As we said, print is used to display values or objects on the console. So let's go ahead and start printing the single values, aka the single objects. So now we are going to type print, bracket open, bracket close. So now we have to put this thing in strings. Okay, what we want to be printed on the console. So now the strings, we can either use single quotes or double quotes. So let me start with double quotes. Okay, so now I'm going to input what I want to be printed on the console. So I'm just going to type hello world and an exclamation mark. Okay, so now let's go ahead and print this out, and you can see hello world with the exclamation mark, because what we said is whatever you put inside quotes, that is what is printed. Okay, so now let's come again. So now I press enter to go to the next line, and I'm gonna type again print bracket open bracket close. This time I'm going to put it in single quotes. Okay, so now you can see in single quotes, and I'm gonna type hello world also with an exclamation mark, and now I'm gonna load it again, and you can see hello world. So this is your decision for now. You can put it in single quotes or double quotes. However, we will talk more about this later on. For now, let us just know it this way. Okay, all right. So the next thing that I want us to do is to print numbers. Okay, so let's go ahead and print. Okay, bracket open, bracket close, and I'm gonna input 1 here. Okay, all right. So numbers are either integers, that is whole numbers, or float, that is decimals. So this is why we don't necessarily need to put them in strings. Okay, that is inside quotes. So it's very important to know that. However, if you want, you can put it, but we are going to put it and see the output that is going to give us. So it's very important to note. So now you can see 1. So we can add numbers also. So let's go ahead and add print bracket open bracket close, and then we can say 2, and then we can say plus 1. Okay, and then you can see 3 on this line here. Okay, so now what's gonna happen if I decide to put these numbers, okay, inside of quotes? Okay, that means I'm going to make it a string. So now I'm gonna type print bracket open bracket close, Now I'm gonna put in my strings, okay, and now I'm gonna put 2 plus 1. Okay, so what do you expect? So let me load it, and you can see we have 2 plus 1. So why do we have 2 plus 1? Whatever you put inside quote, that is what is printed. So this is important to note. Okay, so you can decide, okay, how you want your numbers to appear. That is your decision if you want to add. So it's best you don't put it inside quotes. Okay, that is the numbers. But if you do so, then you're gonna have this. So it's important to note that. Okay, so this is it for this, and let's continue. Let's keep coding and see you on the other side. All right, let's continue. Now we are going to move ahead with the multiple objects. So now I'm going to come here and click code, and now I'm going to come down here, and we said multiple objects, they are separated by a comma. Okay, all right, so now I'm gonna type print here. Let's type it out. Print, bracket open, bracket close. Let's not forget about our quote. Okay, and then we are gonna input, let's say Python. Okay, let's type Python. Remember, they are separated by a comma, so put it there. And again, our quote, let's say Python is, for instance, and again our comma, and we can say Python is amazing or Python is cool. Okay, so you can go and input that. You can put cool if you want, you can put amazing, that's up to you. So now let's load it out, and you can see Python is cool. Okay, all right, so now I can come down here, press enter again, and let's go ahead and input our favorite number. Okay, so now again is print, bracket open, bracket close. Let's not forget about our quotes. And now I'm gonna say, for instance, my favorite number is, and let's not forget about our comma. Okay, so comma, and now I'm gonna input 10, for instance. Okay, and now you can see on the second line my favorite number is 10. Okay, all right, also we can do this. I'm gonna type print, bracket open, bracket close, and also inside of strings. And now what can I say? Let's just say 2 plus 1 is equal to, okay, so now I'm gonna put a comma here, and now I'm just gonna add the numbers, right? I'm gonna say 2, I'm gonna say plus 1. Okay, and let me load this thing, and you can see 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Okay, so remember, for numbers, okay, if you put them inside of strings, okay, whatever you put inside of strings, that is the quotes here, exactly that is what is outputted. We said that earlier. Okay, so now then we put a comma, and now we added here 2 plus 1 now to make it 3. So you can see how beautiful this is, right? Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and rename our Google Colab, aka the Google Collaboratory. Okay, so now I'm just gonna come here, and I'm gonna type Python, and I'm gonna put an underscore, and I'm gonna say basics. Okay, or Python basics. Okay, so that's what we had to do. And now I'm gonna come here and also hit the code here. Now it's time to code. Okay, all right, so now let's go ahead and continue. What I want us to do is to customize the print statement. Now we're going to use the SEP parameter, aka the separator. By default, Python separates multiple values with a space. We can change this using the SEP parameter. Okay, all right, so now I'm just gonna come here, and I'm gonna copy this whole, and I'm gonna come here and paste it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna come here immediately after the cool, and I'm gonna put a comma there, and I'm gonna type SEP, and I'm gonna say is equal to, okay, and now it's time to put my double quotes. Okay, so this is important. So now I have inputted it, and I want it to be separated by a dash. Okay, so now I put my dash. I want Python is cool to be separated by a dash. Look at it previously how it was. Python is cool. Okay, so now I'm going to load this, and you can see Python is cool, and you can see this is separated by a dash. Okay, all right. So now let me come here, and again let's try this. I'm gonna say print bracket open bracket close, and I'm gonna say 23. I'm gonna put a comma, and I'm gonna say 11. I'm gonna put a comma, and I'm gonna say, let's say 20, 25. Okay, now if I load this, you can see 23, 11, 20, 25. Okay, but now I want this to be separated using the forward slash. Okay, all right, so now I'm gonna put a comma here, and I'm gonna say SEP, okay, and now I'm gonna separate this with the forward slash. Okay, so now if I use this, you can see 23, 11, 20, 25. Okay, but now see what's gonna happen. Immediately I come here, you see the 23. Let's say if I put here 0, okay, and I come to the 11 here and I put a 0, and I come to the 2025 here and I put a 0. Okay, so you can see we have a warning here, a red thing here that you can see. Now let me load it. We have a problem, syntax error, leading zeros in decimal integer literals are not permitted. Okay, so if you want to use the separator, zeros are not permitted, okay, to be here. All right, so now I'm going to correct that one. It was 23, so I'm just going to put 23 there, and I'm going to load it. You can see here again, this 0 is not permitted. All right, so now I'm going to put 11, and finally this one also is not going to be permitted. Another error, so now it's 2025. Okay, so you can see how we can use the separator and how we can customize it. So this is super duper cool, right? So go ahead, pause the video, have some fun, and see you on the other side. All right, so now let's go ahead and continue. The next thing that we are going to do is the end parameter. Now by default, the print function, aka the print statement, ends with a new line, but we can change this. So let's come here and click code, and now we can come down here. There's another one here. Let me just delete this one. Now I'm gonna come here. So now let me just go ahead and type this print. Okay, let me change that. Print bracket open bracket close, and I'm gonna put this inside of strings, and let me just say hello. Okay, and now I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna input another print statement, bracket open bracket close, and I'm gonna say, let's say hello, let's say wall. Okay, all right, so now let's load this and see what's going on here. So we have hello here and we have wall here. Okay, all right, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the end parameter and see what's gonna happen. Okay, so now I'm gonna put a comma. Now remember what we say, the end parameter, okay, by default it's a new line. Okay, for the print statement, by default the print statement is a new line. Okay, but now I'm gonna input my end here, and I'm gonna put equal to, and now I'm gonna put in my strings. Okay, double strings, and see what's gonna happen. You can see now this wall has come here because now I have changed it. Normally in Python by default this is a new line. Okay, that's why if you put a print here and put another one below, it just go below that, because by default it means go to a new line. But now we have changed it, right? So now if I want a space in between these two, I'm just gonna come there and tap that, okay, and create the space there. Okay, so now you can see we have hello world. Okay, so this is important to note. All right, again, let's just do one more example. Let me just copy this code here and let me just paste it here, and I want to change this now. Okay, I'm going to change this now to an exclamation mark actually. So let's change it to that. Okay, and see what's gonna happen. As we said, whatever you put in the end parameter, okay, whatever you put in the end parameter, that is what is going to be outputted immediately after this hello here. So now see it in action, and you can see hello and you can see it there. Okay, so that's amazing. So that's a great way. So go ahead, pause the video, do some tricks, write some codes, and see you on the other side. All right, so now we are going to use the backslash n. All right, so this means go to a new line in Python. Now let me come here and click my code, and now I come down here and let's go ahead and say print. For instance, I need to change that, so I'm gonna say print bracket open bracket close, and what I'm gonna say is I'm just gonna put this thing inside strings, and I'm gonna say my name is Ibrahima. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a dot here. Okay, and I'm going to continue and say I am a coder, and I'm gonna put a dot here, and I'm going to say I live in Turkey. Okay, I live in Turkey. Okay, so now let me go ahead and load this. You can see my name is Ibrahima, I am a coder, and I live in Turkey. But now what I want is my name is Ibrahima. Immediately after that, I want I am a coder to go below my name is Ibrahima. And then I live in Turkey to go below I am a coder. So how can I do that? This is where the \n comes into play. So I'm going to come here immediately after I am Ibrahima, and there's a dot immediately after that. I'm going to put there a \n. Okay, so now let me load it and see whether it's making sense. And you can see, yes, I am a coder now. It's below my name is Ibrahima. So now the next one that I want to go below now is I live in Turkey. So now I can come here. That's immediately after the dot here, right? I am a coder immediately after the dot there. So it's here. And I'm going to put here a \n. Now let's see it in action. As you can see, my name is Ibrahima. I am a coder. I live in Turkey. But then I need a dot here. So I'm just going to come here and put my dot. So you can see how the \n works, right? So we can also create our own new lines in Python. So this is it. Go ahead, keep coding. Let us improve our coding muscles and see you on the other side. So now we are going to take a closer look at the \t. So what this means is to add a horizontal tab. Okay, so what is recommended is to add 4 spaces. Okay, so that is very important to note. So let's just come here and let's go down here to editor, and we have to make sure this should be 4. Okay, 4 spaces. Okay, normally in Google Colab it is 2. Okay, but we need to make sure that it should be 4. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna save that, and now I'm gonna come down here, and now it's time to take a closer look at it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to say print, for instance, bracket open bracket close. Okay, and now inside of quotes, so what I'm going to say is I'm going to type in my name. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in age and also my gender. Okay, and just take a closer look at it. If I load this, you can see name, age, and gender. So now I want 4 spaces, okay, to separate them. So what I'm going to do is after the name here, I'm just going to put a \t. Okay, so now if I load it now, so you will see now there's a space between name and age. Okay, so now I'll come also from age to gender, okay, to separate it. Again, I'm just going to do a \t there. Okay, and now if I load it now, so you can see it here, name, age, and gender. Okay, all right, so now I can come down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say print again, bracket open bracket close, inside of strings. So now I'm going to input my name. Okay, I'm going to say Ibrahima, and the next thing should be my age, and I'm going to say 30. Okay, and the next thing should be my gender. I'm going to say male. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want them to be all in line. So now if I hit this, you can see Ibrahima 30 male is not in line with name, age, and gender. So again, I can come down here, \t. So now let me hit it. So you can see now, okay, these two are in line. So now is the male and the gender that has to be in line. Okay, so between 30, okay, and the M, I'm going to put a \t here. And now if I hit it now, you can see name, age, and gender. Okay, all right. So this is how you add horizontal spaces in Python. Okay, all right. So happy coding, keep improving your coding muscles, and see you on the other side.